Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, djmoetv Fishing. Today I'm going to show you how you can get unlimited bait with a little bit of investment up front, but then you have unlimited amount of bait that you can always rely on and catch more fish. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so what we're doing today is we're going to start a farm of mealworms. If you watch any of my videos, you have seen me use mealworms to catch decent trout. And I use them sometimes for panfish. I caught decent bluegills with them. They're a really good bait for trout though. I really like to use mealworms to catch big trout. So with that said, mealworms can add up. The cost is a little bit up there. I think you can get like 50 decent ones for $8 at the pet store. And I have recommended that before to you guys. But it seems a little bit too much because the mealworms are easy to raise and you can actually create your own farm and have a limited amount of mealworms at home. Never have to buy them. Also, if you have any pets, you can always use mealworms to feed them. I do have a leopard gecko and I buy mealworms all the time. If you have a reptile, you know what I'm talking about. So now I'm gonna show you exactly what we're gonna need to do this and how much I pay for everything that you're gonna need to start your farm. So let's start with the worms right here. I ordered 1,000 worms on Amazon. This cost me $20 and that's pretty much the biggest expense on this. Now we got two toppers here that I got at the dollar store. These are nice and flat and they're like 2.5 inch deep. So mealworms can't really climb, so this should be deep enough for the farm. I pay like $1.50 for each one of these, so you would say that's $3. The next thing we're gonna need is gonna be the oaks. That's what we're gonna put the mealworms in, and they're gonna feed themselves with it, and they're gonna actually live on it. So this is 2 pounds, pay $8 for it, somewhere around there at the grocery store. So with that said, and everything said is done, I think we paid $30 to start our farm. But every little container of 50 worms at the pet store will cost you $8. So we put this little bit of investment up front, and we never have to buy mealworms again because we're gonna have a farm that's gonna produce thousands and thousands of bait. So I'm gonna bring you over here and I'm gonna show you up close how we're gonna start the farm and all the things we need to do. So I'll bring the camera around so you can see it better, but it's super simple. Anybody can do it. You can do it at home, and I'm showing you step by step. So if you want to replicate this, you can do it at home and have unlimited bait. So I'll bring the camera this way. Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put some hole on the lids of this. Like I said, mealworms can climb, but they also need airflow. So we're gonna put a few holes in here. You don't have to go crazy, just a few holes should be enough airflow. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'm probably gonna place a couple holes around the top here and a couple on this side right here, and that should be enough. Alright guys, so that's done right there. Get rid of that stuff. Okay, now it's the time to open our box. I'm actually really curious, how are these mealworms doing in here? I got them yesterday and I don't know how long they've been on the box, honestly. So that should be alive. Yeah, well, they look alive for sure. Oh, interesting. Look, I mean, they look alive, that's for sure. So they look pretty good, so we should be okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and open our oaks here. Now some people prefer to grind this down. I got adult worms, so they should be able to feed on these oaks here. But once I get the babies and I get the eggs, the babies, I'm probably gonna grind down some of these. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put it just like that. Should nice and flat there. Yeah, that's what it looks like there. And now we gotta add worms. It's really this simple, guys, honestly. So look how they came in. They're all there. So come on this little mesh. They look alive. They look alive. So they're probably a little dehydrated. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in there. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but there's so many that are attached to the mesh there. There's so many in there. So all right, let me show you guys. That right there that's a cocoon. After that stage, it will turn into a beetle. So, oh Lord, that's a lot of worms. I might have overdone it, but I'm sure to get all of them in the container here. So I gotta be careful here. Make sure I get all of them in the container there. If I see any dead ones, I'm probably gonna take them out. I'm pretty sure there's a few dead ones in there, but this is a good healthy amount of worms for a good start. And they're immediately going on in there. They're immediately going in there, guys. It is immediate. So they're already going in there. There's a few dead ones, like that one you see is dead. So we're gonna take those out. Take the dead ones out. There's actually a few of them that are dead. I mean, I ordered, like I said, 1,000 worms, and obviously I'm gonna sit here and count them. But I might have to just set up the next. I might have ordered too many, so I might have to set up the other one with some of these worms as well. I have to set up the other bin probably because there's too many of them. I might have ordered too many of them. And mealworms, guys, don't bite. They really don't bite. They are like super docile. So they're a great bait if you're fishing with your kids. You go out there and catch some trout. You want to catch some trout, take your mealworms. Kids don't really have any problem touching them. You know how kids are a little scared of, like a red wiggler stuff because of the guts and stuff. No, mealworms are different though. Most kids have no problem touching them. My 3-year-old loves to play with them. Every time I take him fishing, he sits there and play with the mealworms. And my daughter too. Okay, so for moisture, guys, we're gonna be using carrot. We're gonna put a couple pieces of carrot in there. I put pieces on both of the pans here. Again, one of these is meant for the beetles, but since we don't have any beetles and we got too many worms, we're gonna just have 2 identical tubs here. Once I start getting beetles, I'm gonna separate everything. But it's really simple, guys. You're gonna give them some carrots every 2 weeks, and they should be fine. They're gonna eat the yolks, and then they're gonna be nice and healthy. We're gonna put some of these egg carton just for them to hide, because they like to hide as well. This might be a little too tall from what I want to do, so we're gonna probably take that off and squish them up just a little bit. This is just for them to have a place to hide. They like to hide. They don't want to be all up in the open. Oh, we still got worms over here. Okay, and since the container is not too tall, I'm just gonna squish them down, put them there for there, and put the next one here. All right, and that's it, guys. That's everything you need to do every 2 weeks. Get some more carrots, take out the dead ones if you see a few. Once you start getting beetles, move the beetles to one of the containers and keep the other ones on the other side. They're gonna lay the eggs. You start seeing baby mealworms, then you take the beetles out, feed into the chickens, use them as bait. But that's it. And see, it doesn't require a lot of space. Put the lid back on, just like that, and you can stack them up just like that, and now you have your farm of mealworms. Okay guys, that's it. It's pretty simple. You can start your farm with mealworms and never have to buy that bait ever again. And like I said, it requires very little space. I'm gonna put this in my garage and I'm just gonna make sure I feed them every 2 weeks. A small investment, but this is gonna provide us bait for years to come, and probably unlimited amount of bait, as many as we need. So with that said guys, I want to say thank you for this idea. My friend Joe told me about it. He left another comment and gave me this idea and decided to do it because I do use this bait a lot. Thank you, Joe. And if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate your support guys. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and I see you guys on the next video. Peace.